Semen retention is a concept that is often associated with certain spiritual and cultural practices, particularly in Eastern traditions. It refers to the practice of abstaining from ejaculation, with the belief that doing so can lead to various physical, mental, and spiritual benefits. Proponents of semen retention often claim that abstaining from ejaculation can lead to increased energy levels, improved focus and concentration, enhanced mood, and even spiritual enlightenment. Some also argue that retaining semen can have positive effects on physical strength, vitality, and overall well-being. It's important to note that the scientific evidence supporting these claims is limited and inconclusive. While there is some research on the effects of sexual activity and ejaculation on hormone levels, there is no consensus within the scientific community about the specific benefits of long-term semen retention. On the contrary, regular ejaculation is considered a normal and healthy part of sexual function for most men. It helps in the release of built-up sexual tension, promotes prostate health, and may have other positive effects on reproductive health. It's crucial to approach such practices with caution and skepticism, especially since excessive suppression of natural bodily functions can have negative consequences. Sexual health and practices vary from person to person, and what works for one individual may not be suitable for another. If you are interested in exploring practices related to sexual health, well-being, or spirituality, it's advisable to consult with healthcare professionals, psychologists, or spiritual leaders who can provide guidance based on your individual needs and circumstances. Always prioritize your overall health and well-being, and be wary of any practices that lack scientific support or could potentially harm your physical or mental health. The practice of semen retention has roots in various cultural and religious traditions, particularly in Eastern philosophies and spiritual practices. Here are some of the origins and cultural contexts associated with semen retention. Taoism. In Taoist traditions, which originated in ancient China, there is a concept known as jing, or essence, which is believed to be a vital life force. It is thought that excessive ejaculation depletes this vital essence, leading to a decline in health and vitality. Taoist sexual practices, including semen retention, are aimed at conserving this essence for overall well-being. Ayurveda. Ayurveda, an ancient system of medicine from India, also acknowledges the importance of conserving vital energy. In Ayurvedic philosophy, there is a substance called ojas, which is considered a vital essence related to overall health and immunity. Practices such as Brahmacharya, celibacy, or moderation in sexual activities are suggested to preserve ojas and promote well-being. Tantra. Tantra, which has roots in Hinduism and Buddhism, involves various spiritual and ritualistic practices, including sexual rituals. In some tantric traditions, there is an emphasis on transforming sexual energy for spiritual growth. While not all tantric practices involve semen retention, some do include techniques to redirect and conserve sexual energy. Traditional Chinese medicine, TCM. TCM emphasizes the balance of vital energy, or QE, pronounced qi, in the body. Some TCM practitioners suggest that excessive ejaculation can lead to a loss of vital energy and imbalance. Techniques such as Qigong and certain dietary practices are sometimes recommended to restore balance. The NoFap movement is a contemporary online community and movement that advocates for abstaining from or reducing the frequency of masturbation, often with the goal of improving one's physical, mental, and emotional well-being. This movement gained popularity in the early 2010s, particularly on social media platforms. The NoFap movement shares some similarities with the concept of semen retention, as both involve the intentional avoidance or reduction of sexual activity, specifically masturbation. However, there are some key differences between the two. Focus on masturbation. While semen retention involves abstaining from ejaculation, the no-fap movement is primarily centered around refraining from masturbation. Some participants may choose to abstain from both masturbation and ejaculation, while others may focus solely on abstaining from the act of masturbation. Broader community. The no-fap movement has become a widespread online community with forums, social media groups, and resources where individuals share their experiences, challenges, and perceived benefits of abstaining from masturbation. It often includes discussions about overcoming pornography addiction and its potential effects on mental health. Diverse goals. Participants in the no-fap movement may have various reasons for joining, including personal development, improved focus, increased energy levels, and the desire to break free from perceived negative habits. The movement is not necessarily tied to specific cultural or religious traditions, but often aligns with contemporary wellness and self-improvement trends. Scientific skepticism. While some individuals in the no-fap community cite anecdotal evidence of positive effects, the movement has faced skepticism from the scientific community due to the lack of rigorous scientific studies supporting its claims. Critics argue that individual experiences may be highly subjective, and the movement may oversimplify the complex relationship between sexual activity, masturbation, and overall well-being. In Taoism, particularly within the framework of Taoist sexual practices, there's an emphasis on the conservation and transformation of vital energy, often referred to as jing, or essence. Semen retention is one aspect of these practices. The idea is that ejaculation leads to a loss of this vital essence, which can impact physical and mental well-being. Key points related to semen retention in Taoist practices include conserving vital energy, jing. Taoist philosophy suggests that the essence of life, often associated with semen, contains vital energy. By abstaining from frequent ejaculation, practitioners aim to conserve this energy for physical health, longevity, and spiritual development. Circulation of energy. Taoist sexual practices involve circulating sexual energy throughout the body, rather than expelling it through ejaculation. Techniques like the microcosmic orbit, a meditative practice involving the circulation of energy through specific pathways in the body, are used to redirect and transform this energy. Balancing yin and yang energies. Taoism is rooted in the concept of balancing opposing forces, such as yin and yang. Some Taoist sexual practices involve harmonizing the yin and yang energies within the body, with the belief that excessive ejaculation can create an imbalance. Spiritual growth. In some Taoist traditions, sexual practices are seen as a means of spiritual growth. By consciously engaging in sexual activities and managing the flow of energy, practitioners aim to elevate their consciousness and achieve a deeper connection with the Tao, the Way. It's important to note that the interpretation and application of Taoist sexual practices, including semen retention, can vary among different schools of thought and practitioners. Additionally, while these practices have historical roots in Taoism, scientific evidence supporting specific health or spiritual benefits is limited. As with any cultural or spiritual practice, individuals interested in Taoist sexual practices should approach them with an open mind, respect for the cultural context, and an understanding of their own physical and mental health. Consulting with knowledgeable practitioners or experts can provide valuable insights tailored to individual needs and circumstances. In Ayurveda, the traditional system of medicine that originated in ancient India, the concept of ojas is central to understanding the preservation of vital energy. Ayurveda places great emphasis on the holistic well-being of an individual, encompassing physical, mental, and spiritual aspects. Semen retention, within the context of Ayurveda, is linked to the preservation and optimal utilization of ojas. Key aspects related to semen retention in Ayurveda include ojas. In Ayurveda, ojas is considered the essence of all bodily tissues and is associated with vitality, immunity, and overall health. It is believed to be derived from the transformation of various substances, including the reproductive tissues. Semen is considered a refined form of ojas, and excessive loss through ejaculation is thought to deplete this vital essence. Brahmacharya. The practice of Brahmacharya in Ayurveda involves moderation or celibacy and is considered one of the yamas, ethical guidelines, in the system of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. Brahmacharya encompasses the responsible and mindful use of one's sexual energy, with the aim of preserving ojas for physical and spiritual well-being. Energy conservation. Ayurveda recognizes the importance of conserving vital energy for overall health. Excessive sexual activity or frequent ejaculation is believed to lead to the depletion of ojas, resulting in fatigue, weakness, and various health imbalances. Individual constitution, prakriti. Ayurveda acknowledges that individuals have unique constitutions, or prakritis, based on the balance of the doshas, vata, pitta, and kapha. Practices related to semen retention may be recommended based on an individual's constitution and health condition. Balancing Agni, digestive fire. Ayurveda suggests that the proper digestion and assimilation of nutrients are essential for the formation of ojas. Imbalances in the digestive system caused by excessive or improper sexual activity can affect the production and quality of ojas. It's important to note that Ayurveda considers individual variations, and recommendations related to semen retention may differ based on an individual's constitution, health status, and life stage. The practice of Brahmacharya is not necessarily about complete celibacy, but emphasizes moderation and responsible use of sexual energy. In Tantra, a spiritual and esoteric tradition rooted in Hinduism and Buddhism, the practice of semen retention is often associated with the broader concept of sexual transmutation and the transformation of sexual energy. Tantra views sexuality as a powerful force that can be harnessed for spiritual awakening and personal transformation. Here are key aspects related to the practice of semen retention in Tantra. Sublimation of sexual energy. Tantra recognizes the potency of sexual energy and aims to channel this energy upwards rather than expelling it through ejaculation. The practice involves sublimating the sexual energy and directing it toward higher spiritual pursuits. Cultivation of Kundalini energy. In Tantra, the concept of Kundalini refers to the dormant spiritual energy located at the base of the spine. Through various practices, including sexual rituals and breathwork, practitioners seek to awaken and guide the Kundalini energy up through the central energy channel, Sushumna, to achieve spiritual enlightenment. Sacred sexuality. Tantra emphasizes the sacred nature of sexual union. Practitioners engage in intimate rituals with a deep sense of reverence and mindfulness, viewing the act of sexual union as a means to connect with the divine and the cosmic energies. Retention and reabsorption. Semen retention in Tantra involves abstaining from ejaculation, allowing the sexual energy to circulate within the body. The idea is that by retaining semen, the energy can be reabsorbed into the practitioner's system, nourishing the physical, mental, and spiritual aspects of the individual. Tantric techniques. Various techniques are employed in Tantra to facilitate the practice of semen retention. These may include specific postures, asanas, breath control, pranayama, visualization, and meditation. Tantra also incorporates the use of mantras and rituals to enhance the spiritual experience. Union of Shiva and Shakti. Tantra often uses symbolism and the union of the masculine principle, Shiva, and the feminine principle, Shakti, is central to its philosophy. The harmonious integration of these opposing forces, including sexual energies, is seen as a path to spiritual realization. It's important to note that Tantra is a diverse and complex tradition with various schools of thought and practices. The approach to semen retention and sexual practices can differ among Tantra practitioners. Additionally, Tantra acknowledges that these practices may not be suitable for everyone, and they are often undertaken within a specific spiritual and ethical framework. While some individuals find spiritual and personal growth through tantric practices, it's essential to approach these traditions with respect, understanding, and, if interested, under the guidance of knowledgeable and ethical teachers who can provide appropriate instruction and context. Traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, has a holistic approach to health that includes the balance of vital energies, known as qi, pronounced qi, and the interplay of yin and yang. While TCM doesn't explicitly emphasize semen retention in the same way that certain spiritual traditions might, it does consider the balance of sexual energy and the conservation of jing, essence, as important aspects of overall well-being. Here are some key aspects related to the conservation of sexual energy in TCM. Jing, essence. In TCM, jing is one of the three treasures and is considered a fundamental substance that underlies all aspects of an individual's health. It is closely related to reproductive fluids and is often associated with the kidneys. Semen, being a refined form of jing, is considered a valuable substance that should be conserved to maintain overall vitality and health. Kidney energy. In TCM, the kidneys are a vital organ system responsible for storing jing. The health of the kidneys is closely tied to reproductive health and aging. Excessive ejaculation is thought to deplete jing and weaken the kidney energy, potentially leading to various health issues, including fatigue, weakness, and premature aging. Balancing yin and yang. TCM seeks to balance the opposing forces of yin and yang within the body. The loss of semen, which is considered a yang substance, can disrupt this balance. Practitioners may recommend practices such as moderation in sexual activity to prevent an imbalance of yin and yang energies. Qi circulation. TCM emphasizes the smooth flow of qi, the vital energy, throughout the body. Sexual activity is seen as a way to cultivate and move qi, but excessive ejaculation may disrupt this flow and lead to imbalances in energy circulation. Individual constitution. TCM recognizes that individuals have unique constitutions and health patterns. Recommendations for sexual activity, including semen retention, may vary based on an individual's specific health needs, age, and overall constitution. It's important to note that while TCM provides guidelines for maintaining sexual health and conserving vital energies, the specific practice of semen retention may not be explicitly outlined in classical TCM texts. Instead, TCM practitioners consider individual patterns and symptoms when providing guidance on lifestyle and dietary practices. As with any aspect of TCM, it is advisable to consult with a qualified TCM practitioner for personalized advice tailored to individual health conditions and needs. TCM practitioners may use acupuncture, herbal remedies, and dietary recommendations to support overall health and balance within the context of an individual's unique constitution. In conclusion, the practice of semen retention is a concept that spans various cultural, spiritual, and traditional frameworks, each offering its unique perspective on the potential benefits of conserving sexual energy. From ancient traditions like Taoism, Ayurveda, and Tantra, to modern movements like NoFap, the idea of abstaining from or reducing ejaculation is often linked to the preservation of vital energy, spiritual growth, and overall well-being. While these practices have deep historical roots and are grounded in philosophical principles, it's crucial to approach them with a balanced and informed perspective. Scientific evidence supporting specific health or spiritual benefits of long-term semen retention is limited, and individual experiences can vary widely. It's essential to consider the cultural and religious contexts of these practices and recognize that they are not universally applicable. What works for one person may not be suitable for another, and individual differences, beliefs, and health conditions play a significant role in determining the appropriateness of such practices. Whether exploring these practices within the context of traditional philosophies or contemporary movements, individuals are encouraged to prioritize their overall health and well-being. Consulting with healthcare professionals, spiritual leaders, or qualified practitioners can provide valuable guidance based on individual needs and circumstances. Ultimately, the practice of semen retention is a personal choice, and individuals should approach it with mindfulness, respect for their own bodies, and an awareness of the potential physical, mental, and spiritual implications. As with any lifestyle choice, moderation, balance, and a holistic approach to well-being are key principles to keep in mind.